Heated Rivalry, the new TV sensation. Everyone's been talking about it, so naturally, I had to watch it. Better yet, binge it. I mean, hot men kissing? What am I supposed to do? Of course I watched it. And also, let me tell you, kissing is not the only thing they do. The Canadian TV series is an adaptation of this book right here that follows Ilya and Shane, two professional hockey players that fall in love with each other. It shows the difficulties and stigma surrounding being gay in men-dominated sports. And this series made me so damn emotional, especially towards the end. It unfortunately has only 6 episodes, and believe me when I tell you, you are going to want more. We have Shane Hollander and Ilya Rozanov, which are total emotional opposites. Shane is the golden boy, very disciplined and overachiever that works very hard and is very reserved with his emotions. And Ilya, well, he is the harsh Russian guy. He flirts all the time, he parties with men and women, and he's what you'd call a bad boy. And I think we all know which one I liked the most. Throughout the series, it is obvious that they complete each other so perfectly. I'm just gonna go straight into it. It is spicy, in all caps. Very, very spicy. I literally had to press pause and stop for a little while so I can giggle properly before continuing. It's not graphic in the sense that you see any private parts, but you get an idea about everything that is happening. There is not much left to the imagination. And because it is so spicy straight from the beginning, some might jump to the conclusion that it lacks depth and that it's just a series where they have sex all the time. Yes, they do have sex all the damn time. But it also is very emotionally charged, and you see their relationship grow over time. So if you want to gasp and giggle and be like, oh my god, what is going on? You'll get that and much more if you watch Heated Rivalry. Because we have sweat dripping over defined abs multiple times. But I can't stress enough the fact that you will also feel very emotionally invested in their love story. The difficulties they face are literally plucked out of reality. And I feel like if you don't mind the spice, you should definitely watch this. Everyone should watch this. As professional hockey players, they are always in the spotlight. So coming out isn't without risk for their image and for their teams, especially since they are captains of rival teams. So coming out as lovers would definitely have an impact on how people see these two teams. Or at least that's what they expect. So they do not expose their relationship and they meet up in private whenever they get the chance. Imagine hiding who you are and your relationship for 10 freaking years. That is absolutely heartbreaking. The yearning between these two characters was so damn intense. Imagine loving a person so deeply and so passionately, but just being able to be with them a handful of rush moments within a year. That got to me. Don't even get me started on Ilya and how heartbreaking his situation is. He's this rough guy who pushes away everyone who gets too close to him, but he is so damn lonely. His family was so shitty, and despite him providing for them and trying to help them as much as he can, it is never enough. But even in spite of how his brother and his father treat him, he still loves them and feels guilty for not being able to be with them. And there is this one particular scene that literally broke my heart into pieces. Ilya has to go back to Russia to face his family because of this urgent situation I'm not gonna tell you about. Up until this point, Shane and Ilya haven't really talked on the phone, only texted and sexted for a while. So the fact that they talk on the phone is very relevant because that shows how their relationship has grown over time. So now Shane calls Ilya because he's worried about him after he left in a hurry from their last game. They are clearly in love, but none of them has the courage to say it out loud. Ilya is not doing great right now, so he's literally having a meltdown. He doesn't have it in him to explain his situation to Shane because he's just so closed in, you know? And Shane tells him to say it in Russian because he won't understand it anyway, but he'll feel relieved after explaining what he's going through. So at this point, Ilya starts talking in Russian and explaining how he feels and how sad he is. And oh my god, I literally cried. It was so emotional and so sad. He literally pours his heart out in Russian. And knowing how cold he wants to appear and then contrasting that to how much he's suffering, it took me out. Honestly, it was one of the most emotionally charged sections in the series, except the last episode. It was so damn beautiful. Let's talk a little bit about the production and the acting. This was surprisingly well made. The budget was so limited that they even had to cut out the fact that in the book, Shane had another apartment bought specifically to be able to meet up with Ilya without anyone knowing. They didn't have that in the series because that meant a high production cost with a new set. I didn't feel like there was anything missing in the series. It was so well acted. Both William Hudson and Connor Story, I think is his name, they portrayed their characters perfectly. Their performance and how they managed to portray this burning passion within the characters is on a whole different level. The tension was absolutely insane straight from the beginning when Shane approaches Ilya to present himself, and get to know each other. There was a whole lot of banter, and I know my girls, you like a good banter. There is good banter, okay? One thing I always think about when it comes to acting is what the characters do not show. And let me explain that. What I mean is, for example, if the scene is right, having a character trying not to cry is much more powerful than them straight out sobbing. Not all the time, but when the time is right, it conveys so much more emotion than a full-on display of whatever they feel. Having this restraint when acting is so powerful in how we as the audience see the whole scene. In Heated Rivalry, we had so many scenes in which the characters were hiding behind their words and they were withholding emotions. And for me, that made the series 100 times better. Another interesting thing is that it was filmed in a little bit over 5 weeks. So in 37 days, it was all done. Just add to that the fact that it was shot out of order. The actors had to film some of the most emotional scenes from the ending of the series first. That's even more impressive from an acting standpoint. So I don't know about you, but I thought that Connor's story was half Russian. I mean, listen to him.
Чтобы у всех были нормальные вещи. Чтобы еда была на уровне.
That sounds like fluent Russian to me. Apparently it is not. I don't know how he did that. I don't speak Russian, but it was good enough to fool me. Some Russian speakers say that you could tell there is a slight accent here and there, but overall, honestly, it was absolutely great. He did a wonderful job. Quite a few interesting and important things happened throughout the series, but in the hopes that you'll watch it, I'm not gonna get into too many details. In the first 2 episodes, we meet the characters and get to see their attraction and how it develops over a few years. And after that, in the remaining 3 episodes, we get to understand the intimacy they share and the difficulties they face. And in episode 5, after many years of hooking up, playing hockey, and steamy sex, Shane gets injured on ice. Seeing Ilya being so worried about his lover but not being able to show his emotion was also so powerful because everybody was watching them on ice, right? And they are forever rivals, right? They are enemies in the world of hockey. So he couldn't be all over Shane asking him if he's alright. You could tell how much he cared, and even the commentator, I think is what he's called, the one who tells everyone what's happening in the game, he said that you could tell there's so much respect between them because it was obvious that Ilya was at least a little bit concerned. Respect is not the only thing happening between them. And also, Shane was a little bit delirious after his accident, so he almost straight up said something about their relationship while he was carried away into the ambulance. It didn't happen, but I was really, oh my god, is this the way they come out? A very important turning point into the series is the love story of this other hockey captain, and how after winning this very important game that it's supposedly the peak of his career, he comes out in this very public way. I was so damn happy and giggly to see that because he invited his boyfriend onto the ice in front of everyone and kissed him right then and there. It was so damn beautiful. I was giggling like crazy. After this very public display, Ilya finally decides to accept Shane's proposal to spend a week or so together at his cabin. Proposal he refused before because he was afraid of, people seeing them. And at the cottage, let me tell you, a lot of things happen, okay? A lot of things. And they are very giggly and very steamy and very emotional. If there's one thing I didn't like, I know it's very stupid, but in the very first scene, Ilya is smoking a cigarette. And you could tell that he wasn't actually smoking the cigarette because no smoke was coming out of his mouth. And as the very first scene, I was like, come on, can we like see him smoke at least? I know in, the film industry, they have this plant cigarettes that do not have nicotine in them, so they're not addictive. I don't know, whatever. He didn't want to smoke. It's not a big thing, but I just couldn't help myself but notice that he wasn't actually smoking. This is one of the most emotional TV series I've watched in a while, because it starts as this really casual, weird hookup situation, very spicy, only lust and all that, and then it transforms into such a beautiful love story. All I can think about is that I need more. And at first I thought this was it, but no, we are going to get more. Filming for season 2 will actually start in summer this year. So that means by spring 2027, we are going to have another 6 episodes that follow the sequel of the Heated Rivalry book called The Long Game, which is right here. I hope you're already turning on your TV or laptop and searching for Heated Rivalry. By the way, you can find it on Crave, HBO Go, or Sky. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe and watch Heated Rivalry. Thank you.